This is Sheriff Spotlight with the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office, highlighting the office and deputies dedicated to providing law enforcement services and maintaining the trust and support of Rockingham County citizens, all while keeping neighborhoods and communities safe.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for Sheriff Spotlight, our June 2021 edition here with the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office. We're taping here in beautiful Wentworth, North Carolina. I am your host for today's show, Public Information Officer for the Sheriff's Office, Lieutenant Kevin Southard, and in the studio with me today is Sheriff Sam Page. Sheriff, good morning to you.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Absolutely. I tell you what, it's hot. We are getting into some hot. We're trending toward that summer month, but it's already getting hot out here.
You probably noticed I have a headgear on, and this is specialized headgear for that hot weather. Okay. But I was going to tell you, I was talking to a sheriff in Yuma, Arizona yesterday, and he said the hottest time of the day it was 120 degrees. Yeah. But it was dry heat.
It's still 120 degrees. 120 degrees, yeah.
That's hot. That's hot.
That is. Man, I don't know how they stand it.
But we're starting to warm up here around Rockingham County. We're getting into the summertime, and with summertime events, we have beach. People going on vacation. We're going to be talking about a lot of things on crime prevention, stuff like this. But
Absolutely.
we have people going on vacation. Kids are out of school now. Some kids are going to be in summer school this year.
I believe
for about 6 weeks.
Exactly right.
And then we'll roll into the regular school. But the thing is, I think it's going to be an interesting summer. But I hope everybody has a safe and fun summer too.
And that's the thing to remember about the schools too. Just about, I think all of the schools are running a summer school program to help students that might have fallen behind or want a little extra nudge from COVID era learning at home.
So the buses
will be running, even though it's the summertime. So still plan your morning commutes accordingly. Give yourself a little extra time, and so on and so forth.
Okay, I give a little plug. Our bus transportation supervisor, Dwayne Hensley, is retiring, and from the school system. And just want to give a shout out for Dwayne. Appreciate all your service. All these years that you helped as a teacher, as a principal, also as the director of transportation for the Rockingham County school system. Thank you for protecting our children and that transportation process from home to school and back.
It's so important.
Great, you did a great job, and we appreciate you.
Absolutely. Well, good for him. I didn't know he was going to retire.
I threw one on you there.
Yeah, you did. You did. Okay, with this hot weather, we have started our annual Fans for the Elderly donation drive. Why don't you run our listeners through exactly what that is and how it benefits some of our elder residents here in Rockingham County?
Well, historical, within about the past 10 years, we got involved with the Reedsville Fire Department and some other fire departments, and they were starting a fan collection program where they collected new UL-approved fans, and those fans would be provided for our senior citizens that are in need to help keep them cool during the hot summer months. And so right now, fast forward, we began that process again about a week ago, a little over a week, 2 weeks ago. And so it's called Fans for the Elderly. And if you'd like to donate a fan for a senior citizen, all you have to do is come by the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office, pick up a new UL-approved fan.
Got to be a new fan in a box.
And I've been to some of the local stores. There are a lot of fans there, portable fans. And again, if you want to help out, pick up a fan, new UL-approved, and bring it by the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office. If you have several fans, if you can't get them loaded and come out, give us a call and we'll pick them up.
Absolutely, and we have done that a couple of times already with this donation drive. People are being generous, as they always are, and
we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, and the need is great. The demand is out there. You know, I have people calling me about every day. And we are collecting the fans, but the Adult Protective Services with the Department of Social Services is the one that's distributing them, so you can contact one of their social workers and they can help work out a pickup situation for a fan for those in need.
But I'm going to do like I did last year. We've got 19 volunteer fire departments, 3 rescue.
Absolutely. Where are my Eden firefighters at? You guys usually kick it off here and challenge everybody else.
Reedsville's originating.
Right.
And let's remember, we have 19 volunteer fire departments. We have our city fire departments. We have 3 rescue squads. And again, we have public safety is made up of also law enforcement, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and also we have our EMS and a fire marshal's office, and we also have a 911 center. So again, it's a lot of people tied in with public safety, but for this program, we challenge all of our public safety partners to, again, if you want to collect some fans and you want to bring them by the sheriff's office, you know we're open 24/7. The only thing we ask is Fans for the Elderly is the program, and you can donate directly to the sheriff's office, and we're open 24/7. Just come by the sheriff's office and drop them off. We certainly appreciate it. If you do drop them off, stop in and say hello. We'd like to meet you.
Absolutely, and just like the sheriff said, if you have a fan or a truckload of fans that you want to donate, you're not able to get them up here, give us a call. We'll get the deputy that's working your area of the county to swing by when he gets a chance, he or she gets a chance, and pick those fans up for you and bring them back to the office.
Or if you have that fan in your vehicle and you see one of the deputies come out and you flag them down, we'll pick up your fan.
We'll
so
take it
Fans for the Elderly, we're going to run this program. We'll usually run the program to the end of August, and we certainly appreciate everybody's help, because ultimately what we're doing, working with social services to get those fans in the hands of people that need them most.
That's
during,
right.
During these warm times. I talked to a lady the other day. I was riding around in one of the cities and stuff, and I was talking to an elderly person, and I was asking about, did she have help? How was she doing with the heat and stuff like this? And it's starting to heat up, and she says it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So again, I thought about, we got to get on this Fans for the Elderly program, get it working, get it rolling.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you. So make that donation, and thank you so much.
And with that in mind, I think it's so important for us to keep an eye out for our elderly neighbors and family members and stuff like that too. Check on them just like you checked on that citizen, and talk to them and ask them and see what see what their situation is.
Yeah. If you have someone that goes to your church in your neighborhood that's a senior particularly if they live by themselves, make a phone call. Check on them daily. Check on them. Make sure they're okay and see if they need anything. And again, that's how we can help. Our fellow man. Is helping others that may be in need.
That's right. Also, don't forget about our four-legged family members. Keep an eye out for them, and please don't leave your pets in a car if you go off. We had some problems with this last year. A couple of different instances where we had to arrest people for leaving dogs in cars in the middle of summer.
You could be getting into an animal cruelty situation by leaving your dog in a hot car, and they say when they do those temperature checks, then just a little bit, the temperatures can go up well over 100 degrees with those windows up and something like this. So don't leave your pets unattended in the cars. Keep them cool.
That's right.
And also, as far as just some basic information is, under the law, you're supposed to provide proper food, shelter, and water, and medical attention when needed.
So that's very important, and they're members of the family. Of course, we want them with us, but on these hot days, like I said, it's just don't leave them in a hot car, because that's rough. I mean, it's rough on humans sitting in a hot car, let alone a pet. If you're going to be outside during some of these hotter days, and I know it's getting hotter, mid upper 80s, 90s some days. I tell you what, and I mean, it bothers me. I'm more of a cold weather guy, I think. I can always go put on some more clothes, but there's only so much you can take off in civilized places.
Well, so, I can tell you, if you're going to be out in the sun, wear some sun protection.
I'm going to have to get me one of those, I guess. But,
get your brim here.
The older I get, the least I can stand long periods outside in that hot weather. It's so important. Hydrate. Drink a bunch of water.
Well, about a month ago, I was out in south of Phoenix, down in Pinal County, Arizona. We'd been down to the border area and stuff, and we made a couple of trips out into the desert area. And I can tell you, it was extremely hot down there.
Yes.
But in North Carolina, one thing I always hear is, well, we have hot weather there, but we have hot weather and humid weather here. So we want to make sure, again, look out for your family members, look out for your senior citizens, and let's look out for our pets.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's talk this new, basically, we're coming out of the COVID isolation era.
15 months?
Exactly. And, people are starting to get back out. Some of the restrictions have been lifted in a bunch of places, and people are taking vacations again.
Well, the governor still has restrictions on until what, July? The end of July?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's the end of July. But more and more businesses and more and more places do not require. Some places, business still will request you wear a mask. Some places say if you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask in their businesses and stuff like this. But again, They still have a lot of vaccines. If you check with the local health department, they still have a lot of vaccines for preventative measures.
If you want one, you can have one.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I can tell you that I've got mine, and I
have as well.
And again, like I said, it's and in our facility, we've offered also in our jail facility, we've offered the J&J, Johnson & Johnson. We've offered that to our inmates that want the vaccination. So again, we're looking out for our inmates. We're looking out for our citizens. And again, if you're interested in getting your COVID shots, you can contact your local health department. I don't know if you have to make an appointment now, because at one time, they were doing the appointments leading up to for the mass vaccinations.
They can direct you, and I know some of the drugstores and whatnot, pharmacies are giving them out now too. So they can direct you to the nearest, most convenient site.
So contact, if you're interested in getting a COVID shot, just contact the health department. They can direct you, the Rockingham County Health Department.
I tell you, I'm excited about the prospect of being able to go on vacation, go out, go do something. I mean, that's something that we really, you miss after a while.
With more than 10 people.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've all just basically stayed indoors for the last 15 months, like you said, and kind of isolated with family and this, that, and the other. And, a lot of things were closed down. Now they're opening back up. Speaking of opening back up, great job opportunities right now in Rockingham County.
If I think from what I hear is if you're interested in work, there are job opportunities out there. So just check. If you're interested in getting work, check into it.
And I saw where they say now's the time to get the job that you want. If you go out, because there's such a demand for workers and stuff. If you have a job and I've been interested in doing something else, now might be the time to look at that.
Well, the thing is, what I see is, for the past 15 months, we've had a lot of restrictions put on our liberties, our freedoms, and some things that we have never had to do before. I've lived around Rockingham County most of my life. And like I said, I've never seen some of the challenges that we've seen, but we got through it. We've been involved in some things we've never done before. Some of the health and safety protocols that we've never had to do before. We've learned some new things. We learned about Zoom, didn't we?
We did. Yes.
Yeah, Well, you know what I found out? I found out that Zoom's okay, but I like to talk to people. I like to shake your hand,
right.
And I like to see the citizens we serve. And I tell you, when we had to wear the mask, that was tough.
Yeah.
Because you half the time you couldn't hear what people were saying.
Yes.
And it's so.
I struggled with that a lot.
It's so impersonal.
Yes. Yeah. Our community watch groups are meeting again.
Exactly.
We've gotten several of the groups, and I mean it's their choice. I've reached out to a number of the watch groups now, but a lot of them are interested in coming back together and meeting again. And we've been doing that here. It's great to get back out and see people.
So if you're interested in a community watch group, forming a community watch group in your neighborhood, you can contact Kevin Southard at 634-3232. Kevin Southard, he's our crime prevention officer also. He works with Crime Stoppers, but he also is our coordinator for our community watch groups. I think we've got over 30 groups at this time. And again, like I said, if anybody's interested in forming a community watch group to help make your area of the community safer for the county, just contact Kevin.
Because the bottom line is, we can't be on every street corner, and these community watch groups do exactly that. It's the community watching out for each other, helping us to hopefully be more proactive toward crime instead of reactive after a crime has occurred. You see something suspicious? I was
going to say, if you see something, say something. In this day and time, in the old days, if we saw somebody wearing a mask, we usually equated that to robbers, bad guys. Yeah. But we know there's a lot of good guys out here that's still wearing masks.
Right.
But the thing is, if you do see suspicious persons or vehicles that don't normally belong in your neighborhood, when in doubt, let somebody know.
Yeah, if everything's on the up and up, then it's not a big deal. We'll check with them and be on our way. So just so very important. With that, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come right back to Sheriff Spotlight.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Sam Page, and if you're interested in a career in law enforcement, you need to contact the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office. We care about our citizens, we care about the future of this county, and you can be part of the team to help us better protect our citizens in Rockingham County.
And welcome back to Sheriff Spotlight. Sheriff, before the break we were talking about a great many things, crime prevention among them. I always think that it is important to try to avoid becoming a victim of crime. And there are a couple of small things that you can do to help better your chances of not becoming a victim of crime, such as lock your doors for your cars. We say this, I say it at it's kind of a running joke with my community watch groups, because they will always hear me say, lock your car doors. It's the easiest deterrent you can have against car thefts and car break-ins.
Let me add something to that. There's an old saying also, is lock it or lose it. And it makes so much sense. A lot of law enforcement agencies are saying that phrase right now, lock it or lose it. But we find out a lot of times when we have the string of car thefts from motor vehicles at residences, when we ask the question, will your door lock? The doors are not locked.
99.9% of the time.
And if you leave valuables that are in plain sight, plain view, in your car, and you don't lock it, even at your house, because you're not up all night.
Right.
And you know what's really interesting? You don't know who drives through your neighborhood.
Right.
At after midnight.
It only takes once.
Yeah, it only takes once. So we'll ask you this: please lock your car doors. Secure your valuables inside your home. If you have garage doors and stuff like that, put them down. And you know what? Even during the daytime.
Even when you're at home.
Even when you're at home. But also a lot of time, this time of year is mowing season.
Right.
So a lot of times we see weed eaters and farm garden implements and we lawnmowers get missing. Trailers. I mean, if you put it out in front of your house and somebody's driving by and they're a criminal type and they have a predisposition to steal, they may be targeting, riding around looking for opportunities, crimes of opportunity. And we want to make sure that we let you know that. Help us to help you protect your family and protect your property.
Absolutely.
And by doing this, so remember this, lock it up or lose it.
That's right. That's right. And these are just little tips, like I said, that can help you, hopefully, to prevent you from becoming a victim of crime. Because like I said a little bit earlier, we can't be on every street corner. We have a lot of calls that we answer, calls for service last year.
Well, I was, we were talking about this earlier. We well over 30,000 calls for service last year, but I did some analysis and I want to know the number. I listen to the radio a lot to follow what the activity of our deputies are out in the field, and I noticed we get a lot of what's called 911 hang-ups. That's where someone accidentally dials or hits the emergency notification and it calls the 911 center. Last year, 7,706 911 hang-ups.
Wow.
What that means is those were accidental calls to the 911 center. And Roy, what was interesting is probably 30 to 50% of those calls we have to respond to. And what happens is when you're responding to calls where you're not needed, it's pulling resources. Since 2006, we have not added any additional patrol officers, been able to add any additional patrol officers to the field out patrolling in uniform. So we have limited resources. We have a lot of calls for service, but every call for service is important to us. And when we get a 911 call, even a 911 hang-up, if under certain circumstances, we're going to respond to probably 30 to 50% of those. Unless a person tells us.
We got to be sure. We have to be sure that it's not a real deal.
Because you never know. But a lot of times the people call and say, look, I accidentally, when we call, the 911 center calls them back, and they say, I accidentally, like I had a smartphone one time, and I hit it the wrong way, and it dialed 911.
I'm guilty of that myself.
So we've all been guilty of it. But just be cognizant of that, is that if you do accidentally hit the 911 call button, that a lot of times it's going to be a response which is pulling resources where it's not needed.
Right, and call them and let them know if you realize.
But if you need us, that number to call is 911.
Absolutely.
Whether you need a paramedic, whether you need a firefighter, whether you need law enforcement, 911 is the only number you need to know.
It's all dispatched out of one building now, so very efficient.
Yes, sir.
Here's another little crime prevention tip. We say it's so important to have serial numbers off of big ticket items and pictures of them. But you don't have to write those things down anymore. Here's a little trick that I have.
Go ahead.
Use your smartphone. Go up and take a picture of the item and then a picture of the serial number if it has one. Upload all of that stuff to the cloud, and then if you ever need it, it's there. And you can pull that down, and God forbid you ever have anything stolen or whatever. I mean, if it's a television, Samsung made how many 52-inch flat screen TVs last year? But if we have the serial number, we might be able to get it back for you, because most of the time thieves don't want your stuff; they want money, and they'll sell it.
And that serial number also aids in the prosecution process, because when you can specifically say this was this person's property, and we identified it by certain identifying marks, initials, or serial number, it helps the case.
Firearms. Same deal.
Yeah.
So important. Take a picture of the gun, take a picture of the serial number, just in case you need it. And ladies, jewelry. Now, they don't have a serial number, obviously, but just about every piece of jewelry is unique somehow, and having to explain it to a deputy and having the investigators go into, a jewelry store or pawn shop and say, has somebody sold
when you
yada,
can show,
yada,
when
yada,
you can show somebody
or I can lay down a picture and say, has anybody sold this ring
like
or
this,
this necklace here? That helps tremendously.
So what you're saying is, when you've got some high-end valuable items here, make sure you document it. Not only have the serial number, but if you can get a photograph and attach that to a serial number, that can aid. Sometimes people video it and stuff like this.
And sometimes it even helps with an insurance claim. Like I said, God forbid you get something stolen from you. Sometimes having that picture of proof it helps aid the whole claims process.
I mean, that's physical right there.
Exactly.
So again, that's excellent. I hadn't heard it in a while. When I was a private investigator, I used to tell people that that when you want to protect some of your items, stuff like this, get you back in the day VHS and video. Go through your house and video some of your high value items, showing those serial numbers, showing that item, and showing any descriptive markings or anything, or if you put on it to especially identify it.
Well, I know, and we used to have these serial number cards that we would give out at our groups and stuff like that, and ask people to go write the descriptions and the serial numbers down. You don't need to fool with that anymore. Like I said, everybody's got a smartphone. Take a picture of the stuff. It goes to wherever the cloud is, and if you ever need it, you can pull it down.
Plus, if you do it this way, that if you need to send it to a detective or send it to somebody to show them, you can electronically send it to them.
Yeah, much easier. Much easier.
So anyway, that's a good crime prevention tip.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So locking the doors, very important.
Easiest thing you can do.
Alarm systems are great. Just make sure.
Camera systems.
They've got so many camera systems now. I'm going to touch this real lightly. I was talking to the sheriff over in Winston-Salem, but they've got a camera system in the city areas where it's high population areas, and they all link together and stuff like this. But also they have these private camera systems that you can still link. I don't want to say the brand name, but you can still link them and stuff like this. And a lot of times they aid law enforcement in being able to make cases on bad guys that have committed crimes in the neighborhood. Yeah. So look at some of those technologies out there, those camera systems and alarm systems. But what helps us is if you have a business in the county and you do put an alarm system in, make sure it's functioning properly, and make sure it's a call-in system, so if someone does try to break into your business or your residence, that not only does it call us, it sounds an alarm, but it also calls us to let us know so we can get there. And also it's very important to make sure that we have a contact person, so in case there is a problem at your residence, we have some emergency contact number and person we can call.
Absolutely. So we're coming up on the 4th of July.
4th of July is coming up. Let me go ahead and tell you a couple things. I understand Reidsville City is having their 4th of July celebration. It's going to be on Saturday the 3rd. And you know the times when it starts?
I do not.
It's after lunch.
I was fixing to say, it seems like it was around 3 or 4 last year, or the year before last.
And then the fireworks will be later on that night.
When it turns dark, yeah. It's usually around 10 o'clock.
So I've been to several of the Reidsville 4th of July celebrations. They're excellent.
Yes.
They're out near Lake Reidsville. They've got great parking. It's fun. It's great family fun. So if you're on the 3rd, if you're out and about, stop by Lake Reidsville after 3 o'clock and participate in the 4th of July celebration. Now, the next one is on the 4th. On the 4th of July in Moorhead High School in Eden, there'll be the Kiwanis 4th of July celebration and fireworks and rides and food and all kinds of stuff. And so if you're out and about in Eden on the 4th of July, come out. Now they're actually going to have rides on Saturday the 3rd, and then they're going to have rides on the 4th also, and bands and stuff like this. Same way with Reidsville. They're going to have bands over there, my understanding.
They'll have plenty to do there.
So those are 2 locations that I know of. And on the western end of the county, I think I heard maybe Madison or Mayday may be having an event.
I am not sure.
I'm not confirmed on that.
Yeah, but I'll check into that. Absolutely. And we'll
If you
put
hear
something on
anything,
our social media.
Please
if
put it out on
yes.
social media. Let them know. But there's a lot of good places to go to and stuff like this for the 4th. Now, if you're out and you're kayaking a little bit, and you want to hit some whitewater a little bit, you can go up to Lindsay Bridge Road, up the new access right there on Lindsay Bridge Road, coming outside of Madison.
Really cool place the way they've done it up.
Yeah.
They've fixed all of that up, and I think they got a grant to do some
Absolutely.
various things there, and
You know,
very nice.
We're blessed in Rockingham County because we have the Mayo River, we got the Dan River, we got the Smith River, so we got a lot of water activity, a lot of fun summer activity and stuff like this. And of course, you go out to Blues Lake too now.
Absolutely.
Got a lot of activity out there too.
Absolutely.
And of course, you're a fisherman, so I can't tell you all the ponds out here or the water bodies of water.
Absolutely.
But if you do get around water, make sure that if you're going to be around water, if you can't swim, make sure you have a personal flotation device on. Make sure if you can learn how to swim, that's a good thing.
Yes.
And just like I said, just make sure that you go out. You do. Or if you're around water, you're safe when you're interacting with the water.
And I know it goes without saying, but you know, don't drink and drive a boat or a car during the holiday season or during the summer when you're out having a good time. We want you to have a good time, but we want you to do that responsibly and be safe.
And out there on Blues Lake, I can tell you, I know the North Carolina wildlife officers will be out. They enforce the boating while impaired laws out and stuff. I know the rescue squads will be out working around some of the bodies of water and stuff like that. And of course, the local and state law enforcement will be out doing their work, stuff like this. But it'll be a lot. I know there's going to be a lot of activity on the 3rd and the 4th that weekend. We're going to have a great time. But remember, if you're near a body of water and stuff like this, put on that personal flotation device for your protection.
Now, I have noticed too in the post-COVID era that we've got, I've noticed that, you know, in the social media marketplaces and so on and so forth, people are starting to sell more things again and getting back together. I want to remind everybody that the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office is an internet exchange and purchase safe site.
You can come to this location.
We've got a designated parking spaces. There's a big yellow sign there up front. It is
under camera surveillance.
Under camera surveillance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there's always somebody right inside the office there. So if you're going to meet up, we encourage that you do it at a safe space, one of these designated areas. And again, the Sheriff's Office is one of them.
Real short, scams are still going on.
They are.
The criminals, the bad guys are still out there trying to scam us, trying to get our money, trying to go after our senior citizens and anybody else they think they can scam. Please be careful. If you don't know who you're talking to on the phone, I tell my mother, if someone calls and you don't know who they are, hang up.
And if anybody asks you to pay with any kind of gift card or anything, if they want you to go to the store and buy them a gift card,
don't do it.
That's a scam. You know, nobody wants Amazon gift cards or eBay gift cards. You know, Duke Power doesn't want that, or any of the, you know, other legitimate businesses. You know, that's a scam. They do that so that they can automatically transfer that amount.
There was no COVID exception for scams. Scams continued through COVID and other periods, something like this. But if you do have a question, if you think someone's trying to scam you, something like this, contact your local law enforcement agency and let them know. If you know anything about a crime that's being committed, any criminal activity in the county, we have Crime Stoppers, 336-349-9683. Contact Crime Stoppers. If you know anything about a crime, they will pay up to a $1,000 reward for crimes, for
cash money.
Identifying persons that are involved in the criminal activity. And with your help, we can convict some of these persons and get them off the street and make Rockingham County, continue to make Rockingham County a safe place.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to bring us to the end of our show for June. We will see you again next month for Sheriff Spotlight. Thank you for being here with us.
Enjoy the beach. Enjoy Rockingham County. Be safe in your travels. And again, we look forward to seeing you in July. And again, like I said, it's going to be a great
summer. See more people in person as the months
truly
go on.
Seeing people, and you know what? It's going to be a great summer.
It surely is.
I can tell you, it's going to be a great summer.
All right. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next month.